Week 3 of the NFL kicks off with Thursday Night Football with the Houston Texans taking on the Carolina Panthers. We break down the game and give you our best bet in this video, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com. Week number 2 of the NFL season is in the books, and we are getting ready for a full week of NFL week number 3 action here. We're going to start off with a Thursday Night Football game, but before we get into our best bet, just a reminder, if you're new to Grandstand Bettors, go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our free picks and free predictions all season long. While you're at it, smash that like button for NFL week number 3 be coming upon us. It is almost a full Sunday of games, and it is exciting. But hey, without further ado, let's dive in to Thursday Night Football's matchup between the Houston Texans and the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers are favored in this one by 7.5, as they are 2-0 this season. They beat the Jets in Week 1, followed by a win against the Saints in Week 2. Texans come in at 1-1. They started the season off with a win against the Jags, but lost last week against the Browns 31-21. The over-under for this game is at 43.5 right now. Now, at the beginning of the season, the Texans were expected to be one of the worst teams in the league after losing J.J. Watt and all of the things that went on with Deshaun Watson. Despite all this, they came into Week 1, led by quarterback Tyrod Taylor. They put up 37 points. And even in the first half of the Browns game, they put up 14 points, and their offense looked good. Brandon Cooks has led the way for the receivers. He has 210 yards and through 2 games, and their run game has looked very good as well with Mark Ingram and Phillip Lindsay. But when Tyrod left the game against the Browns last week with a hamstring injury and did not return to the second half, that's where things got a bit rough for the Texans. They only managed to put up 7 points in that second half, but that was really the beginning of it. The Texans had several players, what seemed like one every single series that was injured, and it exposed a huge weakness for this Texans team: depth. Although they only held the Browns to 31 points, and let's be honest, that's quite a little bit there with having a banged-up Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., and remember, Landry left from the second play of scrimmage, so he wasn't even in the game. They really only had tight ends Chubb and Hunt playing, so they still allowed 31 points to that team. The Texans, they do have a few playmakers on the team, but overall, they lack that depth that we mentioned. This team, it's going to be a very tough game against the Panthers. And speaking of those Panthers, they find themselves atop the division, tied with the Bucs with a 2-0 record. Sam Darnold, he looked all right in week number 1 against the Jets, but last Sunday he looked very good against the Saints defense. He threw for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Star running back McCaffrey, 72 rushing yards and 65 receiving yards in their 26-7 win. Their offensive line, which struggled last season, has held up so far, only allowing 2 sacks last game, while their defense was actually able to produce 4 sacks on Jameis Winston and collect 2 interceptions. There were a lot of questions surrounding this defense as they ranked in the bottom half of the league last season and had 11 different rookies start at one point. Now, however, this year they have a very solid free agent in Haason Reddick, who has 3 sacks on the year, and rookie cornerback J.C. Horn, who got his first interception in the league last week, looks very good. You throw in Shaq Thompson and defensive end Morgan Fox, this defense is trending in the right direction. They're the first in the NFL, only giving up 199 yards per game, and the Texans' offense is going to have to play them very well if they want to stay in the game against the Panthers. Getting back to their offense just briefly, they've only put up 22.5 points per game through the first 2 weeks. Although it has resulted in 2 wins, not a great stat line. If they're going to get wins against the Cardinals and Bucs, teams like that, they need to start being a little more efficient on offense and putting the ball in the end zone. Now, with a banged-up Texans defense that's given up 375 yards per game, their offense is going to look to keep things rolling and getting used to maybe putting up some more points. If Tyrod is ruled out of this game, the Texans' offensive production could be very limited. And with the numbers the Panthers defense has been put up so far, we're a little wary at looking maybe at the total here with all the unknowns in this matchup. So for this matchup, we are going to look at the spread. With Tyrod again possibly being out of the game, the Panthers defense, how they've been so far, we like the Panthers to cover the spread. We can see the Texans struggling to keep McCaffrey limited, and the same way Chubb and Hunt ran over them last week. It's going to free up the passing game for Darnold to hit wide receivers like DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and they'll probably maintain a double-digit lead throughout this one. So our best bet for Week 3 Thursday Night Football between the Panthers and the Texans is the Panthers minus 7.5. Now, we normally would do a live betting for this game, but we'll be in Chicago for the weekend watching the Shamrock Series with Notre Dame and Wisconsin. So our next live stream will be Sunday, Browns and Bears at 1 o'clock Eastern. I hope I can get home in time for that. Hopefully traffic won't be bad on the way back from Chicago. But that'll be our next live stream. But that does it for us here for Thursday Night Football picks at Grandstand Bettors. Make sure you check out grandstandbettors.com, become part of our family, and as always, sit back, relax, enjoy some Thursday Night Football, and we'll see you next time.